Welcome to the Practically Imperfect podcast. I'm Linzie.
And I'm Orson.
Orson, how was your week?
You know, we were talking about this before we even started recording, and we're just like, we didn't really do much that week. Or this week, sorry.
Yeah.
So, how about we just get into it?
Yeah, today is going to be a quicker one. We don't have too much time to record, so we're just going to jump right into it. And today we are doing another Am I Overreacting Reddit thread and give our opinions, our hot takes. We did one a little while ago, but I chose all of the ones that we were talking about, and Orson had no idea which ones I chose. So today it's reverse. So Orson chose what we're going to talk about today. I have no idea which ones he chose, and I'm very scared.
Hopefully they're good.
I know. I'm scared because I'm a control freak.
I was looking at them for a while, and I felt like I didn't find very much. But I don't know. We'll see.
Well, yeah. Let's get right into the episode. Well, I guess before we start, I could say a thank you to all of our listeners. Thank you so much. This is not the outro, but I just wanted to say thank you all who listen and consistently listen. That is just so sweet. And we still get messages from friends and family who listen about what they thought of the episode, and we just really appreciate it. So I just wanted to say, with peace and love, thank you all.
I second what she said.
Okay, go for it. I'm scared.
Okay, so the first one, am I overreacting? My grandpa, 73 years old, called me 22 female fat in front of a bunch of family.
That's horrible.
So, I guess this is kind of what I was running into when I was going through all of these. Is I feel like just based off of the title, you already know if they're overreacting or not.
Well, you get more context to the story.
Well, here's the more context.
Okay,
y'all. So I went on a 4-day family vacation. Anyway, my grandpa at times just makes comments he shouldn't be making. For example, when I was 12, he had me go on a diet with his wife's Ukrainian granddaughter that I barely knew.
What?
Had us go on the scale daily, etc. 12 years old is way too young to be becoming hyper aware of weight like that. I have binge eating. I have a binge eating disorder, and I'm currently in therapy to treat it. Now, let's fast forward to what he said this weekend. He came in and said, "Whoa, what happened? You gained so much weight." I was shook, so I sternly said, "Yep, I know." And he goes on to say, "You used to look so good. You used to look so beautiful." Y'all, that comment hurt so bad. Then he shifts it over to ask if I had any medical conditions that caused weight gain. And I listed off my 3 conditions that contributed to it. And he goes, "Oh, okay," then just walks away. My aunt chewed him out, and that made him give a sorry I took it. Hold on, let me start that sentence over. My aunt chewed him out, and that made him give a sorry you took it the wrong way type of apology. I personally just want to cut him off and block him on social media for a while because I don't want any fake/half-assed apologies from him right when I just started therapy. I want to heal from it on my own. Am I overreacting if I choose to block him for some time to work through and process how he treated me?
Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. This is a tough one. I mean, it's not a tough one. It's not a tough one on who's overreacting. I just don't want to say the wrong things here. But this is, I have to say what I have to say. So, of course, no, she is not overreacting. With family situations, it's even harder when it's a grandparent because they are older. And I feel like with grandparents, you kind of have to walk around eggshells because they are usually, I mean, not all grandparents, of course, but they're usually a type of way where you just really can't connect because of the age difference. And it's just really hard because, like, Okay. I think any family, if they treated you like that, I think it should be more normalized to completely cut them off and, yeah, don't talk to him. I mean, I'm sure you love your grandpa, but if something like that were to happen with my grandpa, I wouldn't give that grandparent the time of day, just because I'm protecting my peace and my boundaries, and I don't care if your family or not, you can be cut off. So that's what I think.
Okay, I agree. I mean, she's not overreacting. I think it's okay for her to cut. I mean, she said cut him off on like social media.
Right. That's a little interesting.
That's not even that bad. Like,
yeah, why not altogether? Because, yeah, that is so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's also really sad. I don't know if I heard you right, but did he have her like go on the scale all the time when she was 12, or just her whole family? Because that's kind of weird for a grandpa, especially, to be so involved in your teenage life. That has not been my experience from grandpas. She said,
for example, when I was 12, he had me go on a diet with his wife's Ukrainian granddaughter that I barely knew. He had us go on the scale daily, etc. 12 years old is way too young to becoming hyper-aware of weight like that.
It's very interesting. I don't know the whole family situation. Maybe her grandpa lives with them, and so that's why he's so involved. But yeah, I think that's really strange.
So you're saying that you would cut them off completely, not just on social media, but what say they do live with them? How would you go about doing that?
Well, just kind of like, if I need my space, and if they do live in the house, because a lot of grandparents do live with their family, if they're alone or whatever. I just would say, just kind of like one word answers. Like, of course, be polite, but don't really engage.
I mean, I just think that's petty and childish to act like that.
But Orson, like, why would you? What is the point?
Here's what I would do. It's not that you're trying. You're just like, you're up front. You don't beat around the bush. You're just like, hey, you said this. I don't like you. That hurt my feelings, and that's the end of it. Like, you can still be cordial around and still be nice, and like, but
it's so hard to do that with grandparents.
I know, but those of you that can do that, I mean, I don't think I'd be able to.
See, like, grandparents, there's a certain type of respect.
But there shouldn't be. It's
no,
like,
I agree
we're all
with you.
human.
No,
we all make mistakes, but we're like, yes, we're raised to say, oh, yes, they're older than us, they have authority and life knowledge, and it's like, I get all of that, but at the same time, it's like, I think it's more important, rather than just saying one word answers and just kind of being quiet and giving him the side eye, to just straight up tell him, this hurt my feelings. My initial reaction right now is to not want to talk to you.
Okay.
Like, just be upfront and honest with him. No, okay. That's a lot easier said than done.
Oh yeah, wait. If it were any other family member, that would be my advice. But grandparents, unfortunately, it's just a little bit different.
For you, but for some people, there might be different.
Your grandma would never. But if your grandma like offended me and said something horrible, like, you would not be like, Grandma. No, you would just.
There are some families out there that
old,
have that.
like leave them alone.
I get it, but there are some families that have that kind of dynamic where they can like tell. Yeah.
All right, sure. Depending on your family dynamic, but yes, you are not overreacting, and I'm sorry, girl. That sucks.
Okay, should I move to the next one?
Mm-hmm. Dang, how long? This might be the fastest. We gotta kind of.
I was trying to.
I know, me too. It was so fast.
It'll be the length that it needs to be. Like, we're just trying to have fun with this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be an hour. It doesn't need to. Yeah. There's no time limit. All right. Let's see. Number 2. Am I overreacting? Wife deleted our entire text log. All right. Was sitting eating lunch with my wife a few days ago, and she was telling me that she's running out of space on her phone, and that she has been having trouble sending messages and couldn't receive any sort of media. Has had to regulate what she takes pictures of, deleting old pictures / videos, etc. To which I suggested simply buying more cloud storage and backing everything up and doing a mass delete of photos / etc. on her phone to free up some space. She didn't even acknowledge my suggestion and almost without hesitation simply deleted our entire text log right in front of me, saying that it was the quickest way for her to free up space. I can't help but feel a little awestruck and hurt, as if I hadn't just given her a perfectly good option for clearing up her space, but to then turn around and ignore it completely and wipe our message history clear without even so much as batting an eye. For context, I travel a lot for work, so a lot of our days are shared via messages. The next day I told her that it kind of bothered me and hurt a little when she did that. To which she responded with, "I'm not responsible for how you feel," which honestly didn't serve to make the situation any less painful. Am I overreacting?
Do you want to go first?
I found all these. You go first.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes, I do think he is overreacting a little bit. I mean, I definitely see both sides. It's his wife, right? Mm-hmm. I was totally side-eyeing until he said that he travels a lot. That's the only thing that I'm kind of like, okay, but I mean, why do you need texts? Like,
well, maybe they're sexting or something. I don't know.
If they're then just keep on going. You'll have more. I would see it a little bit different if you were newly dating, because I don't know if you did this when you were younger, but when I was younger and I was like texting boys, and they would send me a really cute text, I would just go back all the time and read it because it made me feel warm and fuzzy, with like kissy emojis and stuff. But that's when you're younger. I don't know. I just feel like a husband and wife dynamic, and it seems like they're older. It
doesn't say how long they've been married, but yeah.
But I mean, like, they're not teenagers, so I don't really understand why he's so upset at that, because he has them on his phone.
Sounds like to me it's just more the fact that he gave her a solution and she just completely ignored it.
Well, I mean, to me, it's easier to delete a whole bunch of texts than it is like photos. Like, I'd rather keep the photos. So yeah, I'm sorry. I think you are overreacting, sir. But that wasn't very nice of your wife by saying, what did she say? Like, I can't control how you feel.
I'm not responsible for how you feel.
Yeah, that's really rude. She should have at least apologized and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't think it meant that much to you. We'll keep sexting. We'll keep sending cute texts when you're away, and I'll have those. I'll just create more." So that's all. That's what I have to say about it. What about you?
When I was first kind of thinking about it, I was like, no, he's not overreacting. I mean, that's just kind of weird for her to just do that. But then I was trying to place myself in the shoes of both people, right? And from the wife's perspective, like, I think we've all been there where our phone gives us that notification of storage full, and we're trying to take a photo and we're like, crap. So you're just trying to figure out a way to delete messages. And you go on your settings app and you look to see what's taking up the most space, and then you go and delete the things that are taking up the majority of the space to free up space right then and there.
Yeah.
Because you're just trying to get rid of the problem quickly so you can take the damn photo. Anyways. So I feel like because I know what that kind of frame of mind feels like.
Of just doing it. I need to fix this right now.
I just need to try to find something to do this.
Yes.
And to me, that's kind of what it sounds like it was, more so. And after kind of hearing you explain it, I was like, that's a good point. Maybe he is overreacting a little bit, because I mean, if they are married and they're just text messages.
Yeah, like
what's the big
I wouldn't
deal?
even know or care if you deleted all of our texts.
Yeah, like it's just like she just needs space on her phone. Like, yeah, you gave a great suggestion, and it's probably the best suggestion long term, but it requires more
thought,
work,
yes,
more
of
effort.
which ones you want to delete. photos.
No, it's not just which ones. You would back up everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just delete everything.
Gotcha.
So you have everything backed up.
I like them all on my phone, though. Like, I go back to my photos all the time.
Oh,
and I have like 3,000 photos. I didn't have that many, but it like racks up for real when you have a baby. I take like 5 photos and videos a day of her, and they're all the same, but they're all so cute, and I can't delete any of them. Right. So like I said, the only thing that was a little bit like, okay, is when he said we travel a lot, and so but that's just kind of like, even if you send me like a really cute and thoughtful text, I wouldn't go back and read it. Is that bad?
No.
Because like I said, when I was in high school, like I would do that. But maybe it's because I see you all the time. I don't know.
I think it's more so the fact that like we're married and it's just we know we love each other, we trust each other, and it's just like, why do we need to go back and look at if we want to say something really meaningful, then we'll write it in a letter that's on paper, and then we can keep it that way.
We've never done that.
You've kept some of my birthday cards before.
Yeah.
Like that's
but you made it seem like, oh, we write letters. Like, no, we don't.
I'm saying like if we want to say something meaningful, then that's how we can do it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like a text messages. Like I have my text messages delete after 30 days once I haven't done anything.
30 days?
I think so.
Oh. Mine's a year, I think.
Maybe it's a year. I don't know. But anyways, it's set to auto delete. Like they're just text messages.
Yeah. Agreed.
But it definitely is the fact that I'm not responsible for how you feel. Like
yeah,
that's
it's
just
very
like,
rude of her.
That's just kind of like, that would make me want to go crawl inside a hole and just be like, okay.
I know. So yes, you are overreacting, but sorry that your wife was rude to you. But all in all, yeah, you'll be fine.
Okay. All right. Number 3. Okay, this is a text thread. The title is, Am I Overreacting? What were you looking at?
Nothing. Just looking to see how much time has gone by.
Oh, already 20 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. Am I overreacting? My girlfriend called me a dick because I want to host Thanksgiving.
That's funny. Okay, my girlfriend called me a dick because I want to host Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Interesting. Usually the girl is the one who wants to be the host.
Okay. So this is the guy talking, starting first.
Okay.
And I'll try to do voices to make it distinguished. Also, what if we hosted Thanksgiving? Is that a crazy idea? We could do tables outside and get like some tents and have both sides of our families come.
Wait, I'm raising my hand. Is this in quotation marks?
No, this is the guy.
That's how he started his sentence?
That's just how he started the thing.
Oh.
There's no...
So Orson is not reading a Reddit thread right now. He's reading text messages.
Yeah, I said that at the beginning. I was like, this is a text thread.
Oh, sorry. I must have missed that. Okay. So this is what he said.
And I'll do voices so you clearly know which one's which.
Okay.
See how that goes.
Okay.
Also, what if we hosted Thanksgiving? Is that a crazy idea? We could do tables outside and get like some tents and have both sides of our families come. Maybe. IDK where the hell they'd park.
Okay, don't do that.
I'm going to keep doing it.
No, I can't focus and pay attention. Just say, okay, this is her.
No, I'm going to keep doing my voices.
I don't like it.
Why? It's
because I can't focus.
It will focus.
Okay,
just try it.
Okay.
In the maybe, but where IDK, where the hell would they park? In the front. Where are the tents going to go? And the tables.
Sorry. Keep going.
Closer to the house. We don't need that, in all caps, big of a table. No. Just like 2 of those white foldable ones put together. I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. I'm just not comfy with it. Our families will meet when we get married, and that's that. I disagree. We are going to cook a ham and mac and cheese for Thanksgiving and take it to my parents' place because we're not really going to have Thanksgiving this year. Are you focusing?
Yep, okay. I am.
No, I'm going to go to my grandmother's for her usual Thanksgiving if we aren't doing it. We can do that too, though. Our families need to meet before that. Saying only at the wedding is kind of ridiculous. That means they wouldn't even work together on it. IDK, baby. I just don't want all those people in my house. That's fine. We can talk about it next year. Going through my house, looking at my stuff, touching my stuff. I mean, that's why we clean up. We'll be hosting events at some point. I hope you realize that. If I don't, no one will. Yeah, I know, but they'll still be juggling everything or judging everything. We don't have the nicest families.
Oh.
And then he goes the emoji with the hands up in the air, confused look. That's life, not our problem. Okay. I mean, be mad if you want. I'm not wrong. I don't want to have family over and host events. Oh, I don't want to not have family over and host events. Sorry. Okay. Do you feel like that was respectful of my boundaries and how I feel? If we were married, it would make sense, but we're not. You're being a dick.
Oh.
Excuse me? You're not even taking my side into consideration. You're shutting down the conversation and only allowing room for what you want. If we were married, it would make sense to host that's opening... If we were married, it would make sense to host that's opening up to your side.
Is this over?
What? This is the last one.
Okay.
Right now, your family is your family, and my family is my family. Well, that's how you approach the conversation. Don't just call me a dick because I'm not doing what you want. That's hella disrespectful. I'd like them to meet, but I don't feel comfortable with that many people in our home. It freaks me out. I'd be freaking out the whole day and wouldn't enjoy it at all. Okay. That's my boundary, babe. We aren't married, and it makes me uncomfortable. Let's just talk about this later. You upset me pretty bad, and I'm not going to be in a state to talk about this. Cool? Okay, because you upset me too.
Okay.
That's the end.
You sound like a cartoon character, not like a woman.
Yeah, I don't know what I was going for, but you can clearly... Wait, why did I push the mic away? I
don't know. I was like, what are you doing?
Anyways, you could clearly distinguish the two people.
Sure.
And I think the two voices also helped with kind of diffusing the tension that were in the text, so it made it not seem as big of a deal.
Gotcha.
Excuse me. Anyways... So, is he overreacting?
No, I don't think he's overreacting. She was being a little rude, but I totally get where she's coming from. So, I don't really know how holidays work when you are dating because the holidays of 2018, we didn't know each other. Holidays 2019, we were married. So, I have no idea how that would work. I understand what she's saying, like, I don't want the first time our families to meet is on a holiday, Thanksgiving. We're not even married. Hosting, it sounds like hosting gives her anxiety, is exhausting, which it is. Like, hosting is not for the weak. It's not for everybody. So, yeah, I don't think he was, quote unquote, I don't think he was being a dick. I think he was just wanting to have a good time with family. And so I don't know why she called him that. Maybe because she felt like he wasn't seeing her side and seeing her feelings because he just kept, like, pushing the idea. But, yeah, I think also because this is a text thread, it's also, like, you know how sometimes you can read a text and it could be taken out of like, you don't really know how they said it because of how you're reading it. Maybe she was reading his text messages, like, really combative and aggressive or whatever, so maybe that's why she called him that.
I do think she was reading it like, I mean, be mad if you want. I'm not wrong. I don't want to not have family over and host events.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
So.
Excuse me?
Okay.
You're not even taking my side into consideration.
Yeah.
You're shutting down the conversation and you're only allowing room for what you want. Maybe that's how she was reading it.
Probably, because then I don't think she would have acted that way if she would have kind of read it how you read it. So this is hard. Like, no, he's not overreacting in that, but I think that his idea was a little bit out there, in my opinion. Like, I totally agree with the girl. So, I don't know.
So here's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't think he's... So, the whole idea of having their families meet before Thanksgiving...
Before Thanksgiving?
Or before they get married.
Oh, sorry. Right.
Having their families meet before... I keep saying Thanksgiving. Having their families meet before they get married... I think that's not necessary. Like, I mean, maybe they...
I don't think that's true.
I mean, our families didn't meet.
Babe, we dated for 4 months. And they lived in separate states.
Oh,
like, I feel like if we were all in the same... Yeah, if we were all in the same town, we would... I don't know. We may have, like,
I don't really
if there was a birth, if like it was my birthday or your birthday and you wanted everybody there, like, I don't think that's a crazy concept at all. And I actually think it's more normal for families to mingle if you are seriously dating.
I feel like the first time, like your sister, for example, her husband has family that lives here in town.
Yes.
The first time that we met his family was when they got engaged.
Yeah.
Because they wanted both sides of the family, which makes sense.
That's true. I guess.
After that, we didn't really see them until the wedding.
But they also were dating for a short period of time.
But, I mean, I just, like, your families are going to be separate. Like, it's, even when you are married, you're not going to do a bunch of family get-togethers with both sides. Like, holidays are going to be spent one here. Holidays are going to be spent. I mean, I guess some families could be different.
It just depends. But how I would imagine it is if you are just dating, like if we were dating during the holidays, you would go to Arizona and I would stay here, obviously. I wouldn't go to Arizona.
I mean, unless we were getting serious. I feel like
serious after 2 weeks, babe.
You know, stop saying that.
Why?
No.
It's the truth.
Here's what I'm trying to just explain what I mean.
Okay, what do you mean?
So, like, if we were still dating, not getting married as quickly as we did.
Yes.
Just throw that out the window. Okay. Doesn't
matter.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Okay. So if we continued dating and, like, say we dated for a year, that holiday season, I think we would have switched off to give an opportunity to really meet each other's families. Because we were serious, if we had kept dating into the holidays, I think we would have switched again to be like, hey, let's share with our families that we're getting serious about this thing called marriage and stuff like that. But I don't think you would do that more than once. I think you would do that for a holiday right before you get married.
Yeah.
And then after that, you'd already be married, so you'd be switching. Or whatever you do.
I think it's very normal for a dating couple to go to their significant other's, like, family get-together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
To do separate, yeah. Not like both families come together and they're just dating. Totally.
The bottom line is, I think the two families stay separate.
Right.
Unless it's,
I guess it depends.
Unless it's for a wedding occasion. Or like a rehearsal dinner or a wedding party.
It also depends on how big your family is.
Bridal shower.
Maybe if it was just my immediate family and if your immediate family wasn't as big as it is, like maybe we would just be like, hey, for Thanksgiving, maybe we should all get together. They would all get along. But I do think I would assume, I don't know, I would assume that if you are dating for quite a long time, then you would go to your significant other's family and your significant other would go to yours. I do not think there would be any mixing and mingling if there no marriage and kids were involved. Like that just seems like
and especially I think
odd
when you have two separate families. Like most of the time, when I understand, you get married to someone, like, each of your respective families are quite different from one another.
Usually, yes.
Typically, right? Typically, and it's like the dynamic is different, the vibes are different, the energy is different. There's just so many different factors that are happening between the two families that it's just like, it's just kind of like weird to come together. And like, it's just like, okay, we're connected by these two getting married. Like, that's cool, but you're not really in my life. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Because when my dad comes into town,
yes,
he doesn't really like going over to your I don't want to say it like that.
Well,
it's just kind of
like, your dad is also older,
but it's just more of just like, it's kind of I don't know, it's not uncomfortable. It's just kind of odd. It's just never how he's operated. It's never how any of my sisters did their stuff. So it's not like he doesn't, not liking going over to your family's house is not the right word, but he likes it. He loves your family.
No,
that's not the right way to put it.
I totally get it. He
wrong.
would just if he didn't have to, he would rather not. Totally get it, and I'm sure that would be the same.
And he has other friends here in St. George, so it's like he would prefer probably to do something else with his friends, which is that's not a bad thing.
No. So is he overreacting or is he not?
I think he is not overreacting because of the fact that it's just like he was just trying to express
his idea,
and then she was like, okay, you're a dick for not. But the part that is,
I think the correct answer is no, he's not overreacting because she was being a little extra.
But his idea is still a little bit like, it is out. I mean, I don't know how big their families are. Like, there's still other factors.
The thing was, am I overreacting for this? And no, he wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Ooh, that was kind of long. And I feel like we went in circles a lot on that one. So sorry.
It's okay. All right, next one.
Next.
I met a girl at a club. Oh, wait. Okay. Wait, I know what this is. Okay. So I'll just read this story because I thought it was crazy. It's not an overreacting or anything like that.
Oh.
But it's a Reddit it's a Reddit thread called Pointless Stories.
Okay.
And people will just share it. And I just read this. This was the first one that popped up and I was like, whoa. So it's short. I'll just read it real quick.
Okay.
Okay. I met a girl at a club. One day I met a girl at a club. We hit it off really well, and after a couple of drinks and some dancing, we kissed.
Ooh.
She suggested to go back to her place. I agreed. Why not? We took a taxi there. We were laughing as we took the elevator up. Once inside, she told me to be quiet because she had a baby. First time hearing about that.
What the?
We sat on the couch and kissed. Suddenly, there was a noise, and she said, "Shit, my husband." First time hearing about that too. I didn't understand anything. Everything had seemed so easy and fantastic, and now all of a sudden I was in someone's house with their husband waking up in one room and the baby crying in another. And here's the crazy part. I fell asleep. No, seriously.
Like on the couch?
I had no idea how, but I got incredibly sleepy and passed out right there on the couch. I woke up the next morning. She was home alone. She told me her husband had come out of the room and was so shocked he didn't know what to do. So he left with the baby.
Aww.
Why did you do this?
Yeah.
Are we crazy or what? Anyone else would have beaten me up. That's in quotations. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe the guy was saying that.
Maybe. She apologized. Then she asked if I wanted to have sex. Of
what?
course,
in the morning?
Of course, I said no. I think you need to get your thoughts straight first. You don't need a date.
Wait,
you need a friend. 25 later, we're still friends. But even today, still I don't understand why I fell asleep. That's the story.
That is the weirdest story. Okay, I wanted to say when I would gasp, in the morning, not saying like that's a crazy concept is sex in the morning. I meant like the morning after all this happened. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
If that's a real story, which I'm sure it is because that is so crazy and random, I would assume that if I were him, that the girl and her husband had some type of open relationship, because how would you just not remember that your baby and husband were home? Confused.
I don't think they had an open relationship. I mean, the husband was
clearly
like,
not. That's
what is this guy doing
that's
here?
What I would
and
assume
took the baby and left.
in the night. Yeah.
Gosh, I can't.
What the heck?
Can't imagine if I walked in.
I did that?
If I walked in and like saw some random guy sitting on my couch when I got up to go to the gym in the morning, I would be.
You know, babe, I don't even think.
I probably would grab the baby and leave too.
You know what though? I don't. Like, that's so crazy for us. I don't even think you would think, oh, Lindsay made out with him and brought him home. I think you would be thinking something else because what?
I'd probably be like, dude, are you okay? Like,
yeah, you'd be like, do you need water?
Like, what is wrong? Like, why are you here? Like,
yeah, like, do you need help?
I'd try to help her for sure.
Yeah, like, right. You would not be like, oh, Lindsay is such a hoe. Like, you wouldn't because what? But
I'd probably come back upstairs.
If I saw a girl on the couch, vice versa, I think I would also assume, like, maybe she was so drunk and trying to drive and Orson was trying to help her. Like, I would think that.
That's cool. I love that about us. And that's awesome. But
great for sharing that story.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Anyways, yeah. Okay, back to the overreacting.
Thank you.
Okay. Am I overreacting? Partner quit job 4 weeks before our baby was to be born.
Okay.
Today, my partner of 5 years quit their job unexpectedly, and I'm due to have our first child in 4 weeks or less. I am a hairstylist who is struggling being heavily pregnant and working full time. I only have enough money saved to cover my half of the mortgage and bills for 8 weeks on maternity leave. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. I have no paid time off due to the type of job I work. My partner was supposed to receive 3 weeks paid leave after our baby was born. I'm trying not to panic and I send myself into labor, but I feel this is so extremely irresponsible and my feelings are hurt that me and the baby aren't being taken into consideration over an anger-filled decision. My partner claims they will take care of the baby, in quotations, and work part-time, but it's not about that. I need my time to heal and recover. I'm so absolutely distraught. Am I overreacting?
No, of course not. But I feel like I need more answers. Like, why did he quit his job?
Maybe.
Like, that's kind of.
It sounds like it was
confusing.
Just an anger. As she said, it was an anger-filled decision.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a big fat no for me. Why would he do that? That's horrible.
I don't know. It never says he or she. It just says partner. So don't assume, Lindsay.
Okay. Well, he impregnated her.
Maybe it was a
lesbian couple with a sperm donor.
Yeah.
Yes, it could have been. But this sounds like a man decision. So I'm assuming it's a man.
Women can make mistakes too.
No, you're totally right. But I'm just going to assume. So that's what I'm going to use.
Okay, that's fine.
That is just so irresponsible on so many levels.
So part of the reason why this intrigued me is because, like, when we had our first baby, well, we only have one baby. What am I saying? Excuse me.
You did not quit any job.
I didn't quit any job, but I didn't have a job technically.
Like,
I had been freelance for the year before that, and yes. I was making money, but like right before the baby, everything kind of fell apart, and I didn't have any prospects for work.
You're not wrong,
and
we're not going into that this episode.
Why not?
Because I have a plan for when I want to bring up this situation in our life.
Okay.
But we will definitely touch on it. So, spoiler alert for an upcoming episode that we won't get too much into, but yes, Orson was making $0. So let's see, Scarlett was born in January. You made $0 in November. You made some money in December. You booked a wedding. That was such a blessing. And January, 0, February, 0, March, maybe we got back into it. It was only a couple of months of you making absolutely nothing, But
it
was you did not quit. You did not intentionally say, I am not working here anymore. You were trying to find work. No, and this economy, like, it is, everyone knows, like, it is not so easy to get a job anymore. Like, people on social media are saying, if you have a stable job that has benefits, PTO, like, do not quit, because that is hard to come by nowadays. So anyway, so so we kind of relate to this of being like, oh my gosh, what the heck are we going to do right before a baby is born? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't out of our control. It's not like because of you we're in this situation. Like, because of you quitting, we're in this situation. Like, that is a whole other layer and level.
For sure, it is.
Like, I still am like, what the, like, why would?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I guess I only thought about, we've kind of been in a situation where, like, money and stuff was the worst it's ever been right before a baby.
Yes.
And I guess the thing that I was thinking of is, like, the irresponsibleness that this person is talking about. I felt like you were throwing me a lot of those same vibes with the work that I was trying to do during that season of our life. And I felt like you thought I was being really irresponsible. But like you said, we can get into, I mean, there's
not talking about
there's a whole story.
Oh, I know, that episode's going to be insane.
Whole two sides of this. Like, we've talked about this in therapy. Like, anyways, yeah, we'll have to get into it some other time, because it was, I don't know. I'm so grateful for that experience, and it was
like, okay, so I understand. Bringing back to this situation.
Okay, thank you for bringing us back on topic.
Yes. Okay. I understand, like, being so angry if you are so mistreated at a job, if you're mistreated, if your management is so sucky, your work environment is toxic. Like, I totally get just being so angry, being like, I'm quitting. Like, I'm quitting. How many times, Orson, in the 5 years I've had the same job, where I called you and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I mean, not that many, but there has definitely been a couple times where I felt like, oh, they don't care about me.
Like, you do. It's at least a few times a year.
A few times a year? When was the last time I've said that?
This year, I mean,
it's been like 3 years. It's only when I was
when you were in clinical, that it was like more than a few times a year.
So I work in an orthodontist office, and as a orthodontist assistant working on patients, it's very tiring, very mentally draining. So yes, it was. So since I've worked there for 5 years, the first 2 years I worked there, I was working on patients. In the past 3 years, I've just been like in a room making retainers, not talking to any patients. There is like a gnat in here, and I freaking hate it.
I know, I hate it too.
I hate it so much. Anyway, so yeah, it was when the job was mentally draining on me, and now it's not anymore.
Yeah,
so
you get to just watch Netflix or shows or whatever.
Okay, we're not saying that. We're not saying that here.
They love you over there, though.
They do love me.
You do such a good job.
Thank you.
That I think they don't really care.
Oh, totally.
Because I had a job like that too.
Yeah.
Where I would do all my work ahead of time.
Yeah.
And get everything done so fast that they're like, oh, you're a great worker. But like sometimes they would walk up and I'd want to have anything to do. So I was just like watching Netflix or something.
Yeah, totally. So anyway, so yes, I get just being so angry and being like, I'm done, I'm quitting. It's happened to every single one of us. No one is not guilty of being so upset with their job that they just want to quit the very next day. But you have to think of your circumstances. And like I said, the economy, if this was like 3 or 4 years ago, okay, get a new job. But that's just not how it is nowadays. And I honestly don't even know why, but it's just not.
It's interesting because, like, from our perspective, from people trying to look for jobs, we think there's no jobs out there. But I was just at that real estate mastermind group that I was a part of last week. Mm-hmm. They were talking about how it's hard to find people looking for jobs.
And maybe in real estate.
Well, but like they're looking for like assistants and people that can like do normal basic office work. And
because
it's like
those office jobs pay $13 an hour, and in this economy, that is not acceptable. You cannot live on that.
I don't know what they were paying, but that could be part of it.
That's probably what it is. Like, people, okay, maybe I should preface this. People are looking and trying to find jobs that are at least $18 an hour.
Especially in our area.
In Utah.
Yeah.
And if it pays any less, which are a lot of jobs out there, then it's just an automatic, like, no, I need to find something else because of how expensive everything is. So anyway, again, bringing it back to this, I just think, yeah, that is so irresponsible of that person. Okay, so like I was saying, you need to, before you quit your job, you need to look at your circumstances. Like, do I have a baby on the way? Yeah? Maybe I should stay. I have a family.
Take that 3 weeks. If you are a
single person who your rent is $400 a month, the roommate vibes, like, sure, quit. You'll find something. But when you have bills, like, come on.
And he was, or he, she, whoever this person is, was supposed to receive 3 weeks paid after.
Yes, paternity.
After leave after our baby was born, and like just take that.
Such a privilege. Yes, such a privilege, because a lot of men don't get a maternity leave type of pay.
For sure. Take those 3 weeks, find a different job, like try to go hard at finding another job. And then that way at the end of the 3 weeks, like you still be like, yeah, for sure. She's not, whoever this person is, not overreacting at all. It's obviously a girl because she's giving birth soon.
I don't even know what to even give. I don't even know what to tell this girl. Like, dude, leave him, but like, oh my gosh, like,
you gotta be a good ass reason to leave that job.
I would be so upset.
The comment right underneath this is not overreacting. They walked out because the boss made a rude comment. Are they 12? You guys have a baby on the way, and this economy.
Oh my gosh,
what do they expect to find in 4 weeks? I'm so sorry they didn't bother to put you guys as family first and just sucked it up.
I know. That's just very sad. And I'm so sorry to this expecting mom, because you would be upset even if you weren't just about to give birth, because, yeah, that's irresponsible. You have a family, but that just adds a whole other layer of what he just did. And
or she.
I just feel for this woman so much, especially because, yeah, as a hairstylist, usually you're freelance vibes as well, and you don't get any sort of PTO. Like,
yeah, she said that.
It's just very sad. I'm sorry, and I hope your husband finds something soon. That's what I hope for.
They'll get through it. Or they won't. But
all right, should we do? Let's do one more.
We got one more here, and that's all I got, anyways. So
great,
that's perfect.
Great.
Am I overreacting for being hurt by what my boyfriend said to his friend about me? I heard my 29-year-old boyfriend. Wait, I overheard. So she's 29. Okay. So I overheard my boyfriend, 38 male, talking on the phone with his best friend who lives abroad. For context, this friend is very macho and bro-y. And although my boyfriend is generally not like that, I've noticed he adapts some of those qualities when talking to this friend. My boyfriend was talking about how things are going with he and I since we moved in together somewhat recently. He said to his friend, there have been some bumps here and there, but things are good overall. She does all the cooking and cleaning. The dishes are always done. The bed is always made. She packs my lunch in the morning. I'm domesticated now. For some reason.
What does domesticated mean?
Like house trained, like.
Oh, okay.
Like very.
Spoiled?
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, this kind of hurt my feelings. It felt minimizing, maybe. Like that's all I'm good for is doing the housework and cooking meals. Like there were no other positive things to say about me in our relationship. But I feel like maybe he was sort of bragging to his friend, and maybe I shouldn't be offended by it. Curious of how others would feel about this.
I would say yes, you are overreacting.
Oh.
I don't think he meant it like that's all you're good for. I think if you were on the phone with your friend Colton, shout out, and you were saying, "Oh yeah, Lindsay, she always makes sure that the laundry's on top of it. She always does the dishes." Like I'd be like, "Oh, thanks." Like I don't know, maybe not.
Because like
I don't.
Yeah. Like
I just think that's a nice compliment. Maybe it's because I'm not super that way. So if you did say,
yeah, our laundry room right now is overflowing with clothes coming out the door that are clean. But that's both my fault. Like I
know putting away laundry is literally the worst.
Like that's probably our worst bad habit is we just do the laundry and then we leave it in a pile.
Yeah,
for way too
eventually
long.
We'll get to it.
Yeah,
but this weekend's so jam-packed. It's just going to be one of those loads where we just pick out for weeks. Mm-hmm. But I guess it would depend on, for this situation, like, yeah, his tone of voice, if he kind of just ended it there, I don't know. I wouldn't be super taken back. Maybe I would say, like, oh, I overheard you saying that you really like how clean I keep things in the house to Colton. Do you like anything else about me? Like maybe, but I don't think it would super hurt my feelings. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think her feelings are valid. As far as like hearing someone, like, it's true. Like, are there no other good things that you could have said about our relationship? And the context that she provided at in the first paragraph about how this friend is very bro-y and that That's type of vibe. Mm-hmm. And her boyfriend isn't normally like that, but kind of brings about some of those qualities when he talks to this friend. I know that's definitely a thing. If you're kind of, I feel like there's probably some sort of insecurity that he doesn't feel like cool enough to be friends with this person, so he has to overcompensate by making himself seem more bro-y and mannish.
Yeah, so annoying and so stupid.
So I mean, I can also see how that would work, and there's some work that needs to be happening there on his end to be better, because like I don't think he should be saying that about, if that's how he truly feels. Like it just, like, again, it's a kind of a situationship in a way, as far as you got to know what their situation is like as far as living together.
They were just dating, right?
Yeah, they're just dating, living together.
Okay, maybe that's a little bit different.
So I mean,
that they're not married, maybe I would feel like some type of way if we were just living together. Yeah, then I'd be kind of like, huh.
I mean, it seems like she's confident in herself and her relationship, because she's not like overly thinking about it, but just kind of like, this is kind of weird. Like, yeah, should I be weird about this? And I think that goes a long way, but I also feel like it could, if she even feels weird about it even a little bit, I think that's a good sign to say, hey, I feel weird about this. Should I just go ask him personally? Yeah. And he'll tell you, and if you guys have a good relationship or not, I have no idea, then you'll be able to work it out. But I think it just requires more communication, but I don't think she's overreacting necessarily, because if she feels that way about it, then something needs to be said and her feelings are valid. Because hearing that about your relationship, especially with the stereotypes that so many of us have grown up with, like the woman does the house chores and cooking and stuff like that, and the man
just goes to work.
Yeah. A lot of people our age and a little bit older and younger are really kind of breaking away from that mold more so. And I think when you hear something like that, it probably just kind of makes us think a little bit differently, as like, don't really love that. Yeah. So I think you
changed my mind. I agree with you.
So I think because of the fact that she doesn't really like, I don't like that very much. Right. She should bring it up at least.
Yeah, I think so too. But then again, like, is she overreacting? Like,
I don't think so.
I don't know. I really feel like you have to pick and choose your fights. Is that really something you want to bring up and like fight about?
I don't think you need to fight about it. You just got to be like, hey, like,
could
what?
Cause a fight, possibly.
It doesn't need to. It just needs to be a normal conversation.
Well, with me and you, we would just talk.
All you have to do is just like you go up to him and just say, hey, I'm so glad that we're living together. Like, start with a compliment, start with some love, and just be like, when you're talking to your friend, and I was just curious. Like, I'm not trying to make this a big deal or anything. And you can just tell me if I'm overreacting, then I'll let it go right now. But it made me feel a little bit weird, and I know we have a good relationship, and I want to be communicative with you. And
if he's a good man, he'd be like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that at all. I was just praising how you clean." That sounds really stupid. And
whereas if like he were to get defensive about it and just be like,
yeah.
Why are you asking me about this? Like,
totally.
You shouldn't like, then it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Why are you getting defensive? Like, that wasn't, anyways.
Yeah, because like I said, if Orson had said that about me, I'd be like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But
okay, that was a good episode. I liked it. It was short. It was not that short. I thought it would be way shorter, but thanks for choosing all of those, Orson.
Yeah,
this is the first episode where you didn't plan.
That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
Planning podcast topics and leading the conversation is not easy.
Hey, you know what? You do a great job at it. And you like doing it. I know you do.
It's because I like to be in control. And it stresses me out when I'm not.
I like you being in control of this. I want this to be like your baby. I want you to take control of this.
Yeah, I like it. But it's also kind of nice to be like, okay, Orson, he's planning the podcast. Like, that's kind of nice to take a little break.
Yeah, and I'm fine to give you a little break every now and then.
Yeah, but yeah.
But not all the time.
I liked it except for the weird text thread situation.
You don't like my voices?
I did, but it was just like, oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
It was very you, and I love you, so I loved it.
That's good. All right. Well, these cameras have a 30-minute timer, which is about to run out. So
all right.
Let's end it before they shut off.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have. I think this is coming out like right before Thanksgiving. I think.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I don't even know. So if it is, happy Thanksgiving.
This was a filler episode.
Have a great time with your loved ones. But if this is coming out after Thanksgiving, I hope you had a good meal. I don't know when this is coming out. So
this is basically a filler episode because we're going to be gone.
We're going to go on vacation. So this is just, we don't know when this is going up. But
we didn't want to miss a week because we're all about that.
We're about the grind.
We're not about the grind. We're just committed.
Grinding.
And we're about the commitment. Anyways,
True.
okay.
Gotta keep up with pod. All right.
We love you guys.
Thank you.
Seriously, the best.
1, 2, 3. Bye.
That means.